Him coming to the library, Anjali thought that perhaps some new officer had joined their office. She was immediately captivated by his personality. Dressed in a sky blue shirt with a dark blue tie and milky white trousers, his dignified body, uncontrollable curls, and thick hair combed back seemed to suit his attractive personality more. As soon as he arrived at the library, he walked towards the rack where the newspapers were kept. He pulled out a newspaper from there and immersed himself in it. Then he walked towards the shelf where the novels were kept. Anjali, who was sitting in her seat, started entering new books on the computer. After much hesitation, he brought a book on graphic designing and placed it on the table in front of her. Please issue this book in my name, he said and sat down in the chair next to her. Before issuing the book, you need to enter your details. Fill in your name, department, address in this form. Anjali pushed a form in front of him. No need for this. I have already entered everything. I have been on leave for the past few days. My wife is not feeling well. I am Nirup. You must be new to this office. Vijayalakshmi madam used to sit there before this. Anjali immediately searched for Nirup's name on the computer. In that list, there was a name for the entire office and a photo was also there. Anjali entered formally and issued the book. He stayed there for a while and smiled charmingly at her. It was nice to meet you. Let's meet again. He said goodbye and quickly left. She had just joined a librarian job in a very large firm of graphics web designing. All the staff there were software engineers and were strong in designing. She had joined the job only 1 month ago. Since she was busy with work all day, she did not have any friends to talk to there. She used to talk to people only when she was issuing a book or when she had to give other information. In this way, it can be said that she had little contact with people. Therefore, she was very happy when someone spoke to her intimately. Gradually, Nirup started coming to the library once a week and changing books. According to the new project given to him after returning from vacation, he had to do many tasks related to Photoshop. He had to check many foreign books to get more information on this subject. He started gathering essential information from books and the internet. He often went to the library for books on the same subject. When he got there, he would necessarily spend several minutes talking to Anjali. Thus, their acquaintance gradually turned into friendship. In the midst of the conversation, she learned that his wife had a serious illness. It was a strange disease that attacked the body's immune system and physical activities. Because of this, his wife Maitri could not go out anywhere and always rested at home. She would always wander around the house and stay in bed. She was always suffering from fatigue and had forgotten how to live with a smile. Last month, her illness worsened, so Nirup had to take a month's leave and stay at home to serve her. They also had an 8-month-old baby boy. Her sister Seema had come from Maitri's hometown of Shivamogga to take care of him. Talking to him, responding to his joys and sorrows to the best of her ability, Anjali found a strange satisfaction. Her delicate speech and her kind eyes always captivated him. She wondered if there was so much sadness behind a charming man like Nirup. She would bring some joy to his mind with her conversation, bring a smile to his face, and she would also be thrilled. His company felt very good to her. She would be thrilled by the feeling of intimacy. Thus, their friendship gradually strengthened and they became close enough to speak to each other in private. Many evenings they would drink coffee together in a hotel, chat for a while, and then say goodbye. This friendship seemed like an oasis in the desert to her amidst in the mechanical busyness of the office. Spending some time with Nirup, sharing his joys and sorrows, and consoling him became her daily routine. After going home, she would spend more time in the same dress and then help her mother with the cooking and other household chores. After a while, when her father returned from the office, they would all have coffee together. Then, mother and daughter would sit in front of the TV while her father would be busy with his office work with papers or a laptop spread out. She had been searching for a good groom for her grown up daughter for a long time. If she showed her a groom's profile from a matrimonial website, she would unconsciously compare him to Nirup and say that this groom was not right. She was of the opinion that no one had such a charming personality. The next day, whenever she mentioned this to Nirup, he would find some fault in each boy and suggest that she chose a different boy. Calculating all this in her mind, Anjali would reason what would be Nirup's mind. He would feel that if she got married and left, he would lose a good friend. Now, gradually, the two of them started to get along. Both of them had reached the point where they could open up and reveal their inner feelings. Thus, once while talking about his wife Maitri's illness, he said, "You know, Anjali, on the surface, this disease has been bothering her for 6 months. But it seems like I have been happy with my wife for only 1 year. This 3 year married life has already gone to waste. She became pregnant in just 2 years. She faced many problems during pregnancy. She underwent hundreds of treatments. Then, after she had a child, she could not improve it much. I spent so many sleepless nights taking care of the baby. Finally, I had no other choice but to call her sister. After Seema came, I felt relieved and started working in the office. I wonder if her illness will ever be cured. I don't know when I will go crazy while dealing with all this," he said, resting his head on her shoulder and closing his eyes and sobbing. Hearing all this, she felt more pity and love for him. She was overwhelmed by the thought that such a handsome was suffering from all these worldly troubles. She would rest her head on his shoulder, which she had not known, and comfort him with affection. One day, while sitting in a hotel, Nirup asked Anjali directly, "What kind of person do you want your partner to be? He may be handsome, but he should have a caring nature towards me. He should always be there for me in my difficult times and not look at anyone else but me. That's it. Now you don't seem to care about me." "Am I not handsome?" Nirup asked innocently, making a childish face. Hey, when did I say that? You look after Swati madam so much." I said it with it in my mind. "By the way, you are no less than any film hero." When she said this, smiles spread across both of their faces, who were serious with worry. As if that was not enough, she gently pulled his cheek. Nirup said, taking Anjali's hand and kissing her cheek. "Please, Anjali, please don't do this. Just keep me away from you. Otherwise, I will forget that we are just friends." "Have you forgotten? What do you think of me then?" she asked, reluctantly withdrawing her hand from his cheek. "How can I tell you? Don't you know this too? After we have become so close, how can I not desire you again? Using you in my arms like that, giving you a kiss on your sweet lips. Am I not a human being too? Don't I feel aroused? Your loving touch has sent a current through my body. Tell me the truth, Anjali. Don't you also want the touch of a man like me at this age? Don't you want a partner who is brimming with youth?" He gently cupped her hand in his and spoke as if she was ecstatic. Without answering, Anjali sat with her head down for a long time. She did not withdraw her hand from him. "Hey, you are lost in your feelings somewhere. I didn't ask you this to get you into trouble. Just naturally, as I asked, let's take a walk outside and talk about something else," said Nirup, who got up, woke her up, held her hand, and showed her the way as if leading her. Both of them came out of the hotel smiling and started walking comfortably under the shade of the trees, basking in the cool air. That night, Anjali did not sleep for a long time. There was no exaggeration in what Nirup was saying. Everything was natural. It would be a lie to say that he was not as thrilled by her touch as she was by his touch. What could be going on in his mind? He is already married. It is the same situation whether he has a wife or not. Always an empty mind. He is mourning alone. Is it true that he can sleep at night? What a terrible situation this is. Thus Anjali became even closer to Nirup. She noticed that a new desire had arisen in his eyes for her. Earlier, he would only drop her off in the car to the metro station after coffee, but now he would drop her off on the road near her house whenever possible. As she sat in the car, he would play a romantic song, look at her with his eyes like a lover, and smile softly on his lips. Seeing that she would also smile, even when she came home, it was always his meditation that made her feel uncomfortable. There was no peace in life. That day, Nirup, who came to Anjali's table at lunchtime, noticed that she was thinking about something in a strange way. When she opened the box to eat, he said, "Why don't you want to eat today? Anjali, I have to be away from you for a week. I have to go to Mumbai for an official training for a week. Since Seema has come home, Maitri, I don't have anything to worry about baby Kishore. But how will it be for a week without you? How can you depend upon me so much? In a way, it's good you can learn to be a little bit away from me," she said in a mischievous tone, resting her head on the table so that her cheek would touch his hand. Taking her hands in his, he said, "You are always hidden in my mind, like this. How could you go away on your own? What would it be like not seeing you for a week? I dream of melting into you as much as I can. These hands are my livelihood. This face is the reflection of my heart. These lips are my life." She melted into tears at the sight of his poetic love. Even while drinking coffee in the evening, he repeated the same words of separation, that he was going away from her again. When he dropped her off at the metro station that day, he lamented as if a part of his heart had been taken away. Anjali also felt very sad when Nirup left. This new relationship between her, him, and them, where will it end? She lost herself in this meditation for the entire week. Anjali was really worried when he did not return to the office even after 1 week. She called him so many times. Each time the phone was unreachable. Even when it connected once, the call was cut off as soon as she said hello, hello. Why don't I go to Nirup's house and take care of his wife Maitri? If I ask her, I can find out when he will return and other details. I can also meet Nirup Kumar. Even if Nirup is not there, I can find things filled with his body fragrance there. She felt that she was struggling with this infatuation and could not find any other better way than this. She immediately identified his home address from the computer. The next day was Sunday. She bought a bouquet for Maitri, some toys and sweets for the child, booked a cab, and arrived directly in front of Nirup's house. She had no trouble finding his flat when she reached the apartment. She was still worried about how Nirup's wife and her sister would react to her introduction. As soon as she rang the doorbell, she was surprised to see a young woman open the door. Nisha, a year her senior in college, was standing in front of her. Oh, Nisha's sister must be Nirup's wife, Anjali thought, and all her worries disappeared. Seeing her college friend after many years left Nisha speechless with surprise. "Oh, Nisha, how are you? This is Nirup's house. I am his colleague. How should I know that he is your brother in law? I was a librarian in his office," she said, handing over flowers, sweets, and toys to Nisha. "Oh, did you have a job with him? You did not come to see this friend. But Nirup is not my brother in law. He is my husband. He has gone to Mumbai for office work. He will come back in 2 3 days. But why did you make him my brother in law?" Nisha said, and warmly welcomed her friend into the house. "That's it. You are still as slim and young as you were in your college days. Who can say that you are married and a mother of a child?" Anjali's words stuck in her throat. "Thanks, dear," Nisha laughed softly. "How can those who see you in these shots think that you are a mother of a child?" Anjali said cautiously. "Oh, Niru should have told you about our son. He is also a very naughty person like his father. Without Niru's help, it is impossible for me to improve the child. Buddy's son has just fallen asleep. Otherwise, he would have scattered all the things around the house while playing with this toddler," Nisha said, picking up the scattered things. "Is not a house like this where a child is Let it be like this, Anjali said, looking at the photo of the husband and wife with a child. Stay here, I will make you tea. Our sister is on leave today. I have to take care of everything. Nisha said and walked towards the kitchen. Nothing even crossed Anjali's mind. Oh, Nisha is a lifeless wife. Even if you swear that she is just a patient, no one would believe her. She is so smart. If that is the case, Nirup's statement that his wife was always in bed was a lie. She immediately understood that someone had fooled her well. Even as she sat with Nisha drinking tea and talking about their college days, Anjali remained very nonchalant. Although they were not best friends, there was still a sense of hi hello friendship. What are you thinking, Anjali? Drink tea, it is over. Come and show us our house. I forgot everything in the chat. Nisha spoke cheerfully. Anjali was once again reminded of where she was by the words of Nisha, who used to talk a lot. Nirup had a long leave for a whole month 2 months ago. Our seniors were missing him a lot in the meeting, Anjali said. Yes, he had taken a long leave saying that he had some illness in the office. But that's not the case. What are you hiding from me? He had got a job in another company. He had taken a leave of 1 month to see if that job was going well. Even though the package was good, the work pressure was so high that he often got headaches. So he did not want a new job. He just surrendered to his old job. He kept saying that it was a family atmosphere and comfortable there. In a way, it was good. You and I met under this pretext somewhere, Anjali said with a fake smile. After finishing her tea, doing the ritual of seeing the child, Anjali left with a heavy heart. Her worried mind did not allow her to think seriously. She had never even dreamt that Nirup would exploit her innocence and commit such a big fraud. She was still not ready to believe that he could have done that. The next day, Nirup came to the office and reported. He had informed her about his visit through a WhatsApp message, but she did not reply to him. That day, during lunchtime, she did not feel like eating. While she was sitting silently in her seat, Nirup came with a fruit chat. He placed it on her table and sat in front of her. I knew you were hungry and waiting for me. First, you taste this chat and then you would indulge in it. She remained silent after hearing him, but she was seething with anger in her heart. You know you are very angry with me. Yes, yes, what a cheater I have become friend with. But should not you know why I lied like that? That may be the reason why you did is unforgivable. I admit that I am wrong in this, but what can I do? When you were walking around looking so beautiful in a blue sari, is this not the same photo that you posted on a matrimonial website 2 years ago? I went crazy after seeing that photo. I had told my parents that I had really liked this girl for the first time. I had also told them to fix me this with this girl. But Nisha, the only daughter of a wealthy family, was accepted by our family. She had assets that made them want to marry her. So they tied her around my neck. Gradually, I started forgetting you, but when I saw you in person here in the office, I just stood there staring. You were more beautiful than in the photo. So I could not control myself. Now you can either put me in the milk or water. It's up to you. But instead of acting like this, could you not have told the truth? This time Nirup told the truth and her anger began to calm down. She remembered well that she had posted a photo of this same blue saree on the wedding.com website 2 years ago. If I had told the truth like Satya Harishchandra, would you have been able to get so close to me? I just wanted to see how your love life would be. I knew very well that one day or another you would marry someone else and go away. I know that I can't keep you as mine for the rest of my life. Can you not be my lover for at least a few days? Trust me, Anjali, this time I am definitely not lying. Hearing all this, Anjali sat silently for a while. Then she thought about something and said, Sorry, I didn't know there could be so much background behind this. Will you forgive me? Thanks, Anjali, but I am the one who should apologize to you. Let's go, let's assume that everything was for the best. Okay, let's meet for coffee at the hotel in the evening as usual. Thanks again and left. While sitting for coffee at the hotel in the evening, Anjali started talking on her own. What else did Nisha say about me again? That's it. She was telling stories about college, saying that you two were old classmates from college, good friends. Is it not really a coincidence that you became her friend? She was saying that she was very happy to see you at our house. No, Nisha is definitely lying. What do you mean? Did you not both study in the same college together? That's not the point. She was shocked to see me suddenly at your house. I am still unmarried. If you look at her face, you can tell that she is not a hot mess when she comes to her colleague's house looking for her. Why do you know? How do you know? As soon as I went there, Vinay had to leave immediately. Which Vinay? Where did he have to leave from? He asked in concern, frowning slightly. That's our old classmate Vinay. Nisha is also in the same batch. He had already arrived when I arrived there. They were both in total shock, never having imagined that I would be there at that hour. He said hello and left after saying two words. As he was leaving, he gestured to Nisha to send a message and she nodded her head, which was all that mattered. I remained silent as if I didn't know anything. But Nisha had never said a word to Vinay in all these years. That's when I realized it, Nirup said in shock. But Nisha said very naturally that we both met often and meet often. Chinese dishes have been a passion for both of them since the beginning. So, whatever hotel we used to go to during our college days, we still go there. But now that Nisha has become a child, Vinay started coming to your house on his own. Vinay knows very well how to maintain a friendship. But Nisha could not have told me all this. Why did she keep it a secret? I am so angry after hearing all this that I could have shouted at her on the phone. Go to your Vinay's place right now, Nirup said angrily. Go away, let go of your anger. Here is the coffee, have some, she said, moving the coffee cup towards him. I never thought that Nisha would betray me like this. Why should she keep Vinay as a secret? She has been saying that she loves me a lot since the beginning. Look at her love, what a cheat. His anger was increasing as he spoke. He didn't feel like drinking coffee that day. He said, wringing his hands like a defeated athlete. There is no doubt that she loves you. She want a personal life? What if she doesn't tell you? She must have her own reasons. But is not the secret of a husband and wife based on trust? Should not both of them tell each other everything? You don't know this because you are not married yet. Look at that. Yes, it is true that they are not married, but I agree with you. I am not married, but I agree with you. A husband and wife can only manage their relationship with mutual trust. You see, you are so angry because I said I saw Vinay at your house with your wife. If I had told Nisha the day before about the kind of relationship we had, what would you have been in her eyes? Nirup was listening to her words. Look, no matter who the husband or wife is, they always have their personal friends. They can be male or female. What is wrong with this? If you can be so easy with me without giving Nisha a hint, then what is wrong with Nisha being friend with someone like Vinay? You knew who I was from the beginning, you liked me. That's why you continued this relationship. Similarly, Nisha may have liked Vinay, may have tied you up for your parents without any fate. Should we forget such an old friendship? What is wrong with not telling you about it? You did it right, man. Should not she be doing this just because she's just married because she's a woman? Who is better between you two now? But I married her against my will and with no other choice. She must have gone through some kind of hardship. What is her fault in this? Just as you were forced to marry, should not she have been forced to marry you under pressure from her parents? After thinking for a while, Nirup said, yes, the logic you are saying is correct. Such thoughts have never crossed my mind. Do you now agree that there is justice for a woman, justice for a man is wrong? Nirup lowered his head as if saying yes. Then Anjali laughed loudly and shrilly. You should laugh sarcastically at me, don't you laugh? Nirup told her helplessly. No, no, seeing my condition, you are laughing at me. You used me to this extent because you were attracted to my appearance and gave me all this money. I had stood 2 feet away after knowing that you were married and treated you as a colleague just as much as was needed for formality in the eyes of friendship. Would I have been in this miserable situation today? I laughed at myself, feeling disgusted. What is the use of scolding the Acharya, not fixing it when it is our gold? Where did this wisdom that I got today go back then? Hey, why are you scolding yourself? Yes, again, even if the sari falls on the string, you should take it off slowly and not hold it. It is the sari that flows. That is the condition of women, especially unmarried girls. If I had any wisdom, why would I have suffered all this karma today? Not only that, Vinay is just a character in my imagination. Nisha is as pure in mind as the river Ganga. She has never been deceived by any other man. She is a wife who loves and adores you with her body, speech, and mind. But in front of her, you, hey, what a filthy character you are, means all you have said about Vinay for so long is just a fantasy. Is that all? What else? See so much happiness filling your voice. This is what the intellect of husband says. What is wrong if every husband wants his wife to be perfectly pure for me? Just for just as every wife wants. Is it not wrong if anyone commits mental adultery? I did this to make you realize this. What is your mistake? Nisha, do you even now realize that you are such a criminal? Never look at any woman in this way again. Whatever happens, be an ideal husband to Nisha and keep her forever yours. If you had told Nisha all this in a single moment, what would have happened to your family? A girl from such a rich family would have given you divorce in a moment and left with a child. You would have been left with the dog's fate of saying, there is she, there I am. I did not do anything to break your family for the sake of honesty, saying I loved you for a moment, even if it was a mistake. If both hands were joined, applause would have been given. Without my company, you would have not continued this so far. I am also a criminal here, so I did not leave you in front of her. If I say thank you, I will become even less in front of you. You have now proven that you are a great woman not only in beauty but also in wisdom. I will be forever grateful to you for saving my honor in front of my wife. I will never look at another woman in this way again. I will develop the quality of brotherhood with another woman. You are truly great. You have opened my eyes, said Nirup, unknowingly joining his hands with her. I have said this much. Don't ever forget this. It is your merit to have a wife like Nisha. Take good care of your family. I will marry the groom shown by my parents and show my husband that I am an ideal wife. Both of them realized their mistake when they said that. As usual, they both swore that they would not cross the boundaries of their natural friendship and etiquette and left from there. He dropped her in the car to the metro and left with a firm determination to be a worthy husband to Nirup's wife. That is, to his wife. Meanwhile, Anjali told her parents that the boy who had taken care of her last week was agreeable in every way and made a strong mental determination to face a new life. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.